Welcome back to another Jay's Collect video, and today I am bringing y'all my ranking for the Marvel Legends kind of Disney Plus wave, I believe 4 at the time when this came out. This is the Build A Figure Khonshu wave, so we are just going to go one by one, and I'm going to tell you my least favorite to favorite from all these different characters from this wave. And so yeah, a pretty decent big wave. I have a few of them that I really like, a few that I just don't really care for. They're just, I guess, a little bit weaker, and some that I thought were in between everything. Anyway, with that all down, let's take a look at, I guess, the number, is it 8th spot in this ranking? Yeah, number 8th spot. In last place, I have the Red Skull from the What If series, and I gotta say, I just found this figure kind of boring. He does only come with one accessory, that being the Tesseract, and some of these characters in the kind of like last maybe 8th spot through 6th spot only come with like one accessory. And I feel like out of all of those, this one I just don't find that interesting. I just feel like it's kind of weak. Therefore, he's in last place. But maybe you like him. Maybe he's a bit higher for some of y'all. Let me know in the comments below. But that's where he ranks in my ranking. Let's move on to the number 7 spot. In the number 7 spot, we have Jimmy Woo from WandaVision. I gotta say, I really like this character from the Ant-Man and the Wasp film and WandaVision. And I do like having him in my collection. He only comes with one accessory, that being the business card, so he should have came with maybe a gun. He is an FBI agent after all. But if I had to put him somewhere in this ranking, he's going to be at the number 7 spot here. I will say I do like him a lot more than Red Skull. And I know he's just a guy in a suit, but I don't know, I really enjoy his character. If I had to put him somewhere in this ranking, like I said, this is where he lands. Anyway, with that, let's move on to the number 6 spot. In the number 6 spot, we have Howard the Duck with Scott Lang's head. I really like having that Scott Lang's head, just because it's from one of my favorite episodes from the What If series. And he's a smaller character, and he's also kind of a niche character, in my opinion. That's the reason why he's at the number 6 spot in the ranking. I feel like I want to put Jimmy Woo above him, but just given how I feel like niche he is, that's why he's at this spot. And kind of like the others, he doesn't come with really many accessories. He just comes with Scott Lang's head. I feel like he should have came with something else. So, I mean, that is another reason why he's down here, kind of towards the lower half of the list. So, yeah. That's a look at my number 6 ranking. Let's move on to our top 5. In the number 5 spot, we have He Who Remains from Loki. I gotta say, I love the show Loki. He does only come with one accessory, that being the apple, so kind of like the others, but I feel like I like him a bit more than the other 3, because I remember when I first got this wave, then I guess He Remains and then the other 3 from the wave, not including the Build A Figure, were like my favorite ones from the wave. But if I'm ranking them, he falls in at this spot just because he doesn't come with that many accessories, and I do like some of the ones a bit more, but I'm really happy to have him in the collection. So that's where he ranks in my ranking. Let's move on to the number 4 spot. Okay, I am cheating for this one. I cannot get Wanda to stand. That could be for multiple reasons. Could be maybe the legs are starting to wear off after, I guess, these last year or 2 or so. But also the head here. And she is, I guess we'll say, she's in number 4 spot. Starting to kind of regret this now. But I still like having the zombie Scarlet Witch. I think having like stand to have her float would be nice. Or better yet, y'all know how I don't like having like expressions unless I get one neutral face with some of these figures. Kind of goes with the hairstyle here. This, of course, it's supposed to represent when she's kind of like floating and her hair's going all crazy in the zombie episode. So that's why it's like that. That does actually accurately match the way she looked in some scenes. But there's 1 or 2 scenes where her hair was down, just normal. And I really wish we just got a normal Scarlet Witch zombie head and everything without the hair being all crazy. So that's kind of why she's in the number 4 spot. Now may just because it's hard to get her stand with this kind of like head sculpt and everything, just given how heavy it is. But part of me still is happy to have her in the collection and everything. But let me know where you would rank her in this, I guess, ranking. Anyway, that's a look at the number 4 spot. Let's move on to the number 3 spot. Alrighty, in 3rd place, we have Zombie Iron Man. Now, part of me really wants to put him at the number 1 spot. I think it's my biased opinion, just Iron Man being like either my favorite or second favorite superhero from the Marvel series, and so that could be why. But I gotta admit, the one person in the number 1 spot, after reviewing him, definitely deserves that, because I just really like how he turned out. But anyway, this is the number 3 spot with Iron Man, and It's a zombie look. I like the head sculpt, and it kind of matches the animated look, along with the Scarlet Witch and the zombie Captain America from this episode. And I'm really happy to have this one in the collection. And I like the little chunk of armor missing on the side of him. You can see some of his ribs. I'm trying to remember how much of his armor was chipped off in that episode. I don't remember how much, but part of me feel like it's still a bit too clean of a suit. Even though there's a chunk of armor missing, I feel like more could have been done. But yeah, that's where he ranks in my ranking. Let me know where you would rank him in y'all's ranking. So with that, let's move on to the number 2 spot. In second place, we have Khonshu, of course, being the Build A Figure from this wave. I like the way his skeleton bird head turned out with the mold. Of course, you got the giant staff. You got the mummy wrappings around his arms and legs. And I thought it was just a decent choice for the Build A Figure slot. And I just like how it turned out in general. So that's where he lands in my ranking for this wave. Let's now move on to my number 1 spot. And in first place, we have Classic Loki. I gotta say, I did not expect him to come in first place when I first got this wave back in 2023. I thought Iron Man would be, but Classic Loki came, I think, with the most accessories out of all of them. He got an extra head, which is a neutral head. He had extra hands. He had the rubbery power effects, and he got these like plastic mold power effects into his other hands, which I really like that. I kind of wish they would do that with Wanda, in my opinion. And so overall, I just really like how he turned out here, and that's why he's in the number 1 spot. So that's my ranking for this wave. Let's move out to my outro, take a look at my final thoughts. Well, there you go. That is my ranking for the Marvel Legends Disney Plus Wave 4, I believe, from the kind of spreading across different media. What If, Loki, and WandaVision. So yeah, and Moon Knight. So a pretty good selection here. Let me know in the comments below what your ranking would be, if you agree with my ranking or if you disagree, and who would be in first and last place. So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Keep an eye out for other videos coming to the channel here soon. So with that, take care.